Alright, challenge accepted. Starting gear only. Shouldn't change much early game, right? Yeah, we still unequip our armor besides our pants, and we will move on. Asylum Demon as always, forward R2, and just whack his butt until we get the victory achieved. There we go, easy as ever, right? Nothing can go wrong in this run, I'm sure about that. We'll see. But yeah, starting off, we obviously did pick the Master Key. We want to obtain this soul item, and I made a little detour down into New London Ruins to grab a Firekeeper soul, which we will use later on to upgrade our Estus. But next on the menu, Gold Pine Resin on our way to Taurus Demon, which we will greet with an unupgraded Longsword infused with Gold Pine Resin. Does a decent job, absolutely no problems here. Glad we did that. With the souls of the Asylum Demon and Taurus Demon, we are able to buy 9 Titanite shards, which will in turn, with the soul we did pick up, guarantee that we will be able to upgrade our Longsword to +5. That soul gives us 1,000 souls, we need 200 per level up, so that is why I did pick it up, just to make sure that I will be able to upgrade, right? Next up, scary little detour. I'm not sure if that's worth it, but having the Wolf Ring for 40 poise seems like a good idea early on. Next Firekeeper soul, I was so lucky not to get hit there, and onwards towards Capra Demon. I mean, Wolf Ring, Capra Demon fight, makes sense, you don't get staggered by the dogs, right? Yeah, still, this fight went really badly for me. Apparently it was a skill issue. Do you know what? I do agree. Second tries the charm though, this time around, and we did buy a little bit of charcoal pine resin to infuse our weapon with fire, which the Capra Demon is weak to. We have a +5 weapon though, so that was not that needed. My first priority was to level endurance to 20, and after that I just leveled vitality. So with 20 endurance we are able to equip the trousers and the chest piece. We infuse our weapon with lightning again and go after the bell gargoyles. Now these guys are really not that bad, and with the weapon upgrade we have, we can do the fun little race I always do, which is get to the ladder before the pop-up pops up. Nice! Ring the first bell, one more to go. We are making good pace here. We come back to Firelink Shrine, level up vitality a little bit more, because I would like to get to 22, which is the breakpoint. Some parkour later, and I did decide, you know what, I will not risk it, take out the butcher and the dog to grab our reward, which is the large ember, making good progress again towards Capra Demon. I don't want the channeler here, we let him dance for a little bit, but sadly he had to go, and we collect our first large Titanite shard. Awesome! Next up, Gold Pine Resin, +5 weapon, 4 attacks to its head, 1,000 damage. I'll take that. And yeah, the Gaping Dragon overall is a pretty easy fight, right? So hey, that's 25,000 souls acquired. Also I did buy 3 more Gold Pine Resins from the vendor there, and yeah. We put those level into vitality, 22 to be exact, and then we did level up endurance again, kick low track off, reloaded to get the Ring of Favor and Protection. Awesome! This is why I wanted to have 22 vitality, because with the Fab Ring equipped, we make the break of over 1000 HP, which is very nice that early and was just a goal I wanted. Also, with the amount of endurance we have, we can equip our helmet now, which gives us another 5 poise. We went down into the catacombs, did our usual parkour here, and I was really scared, so I did heal after both drops, basically. And yeah, after that, straight up to Pinwheel. I mean, Pinwheel is such an easy boss, right? I'm sure nothing can go wrong on Pinwheel. Like, it would be embarrassing to die here. And holy shit, that's a lot of damage. Okay, I'm glad I leveled vitality, but it got awfully close in the end. After the kill, in fact. Look at that health bar. Oh boy. With that done, I made sure to run through the Tomb of the Giants just to get the coveted Silver Serpent ring, and I decided, you know what, more endurance is what I need. next up I wanted to make sure that I don't forget the Moonlight Butterfly, and sweet victory. I made sure to pick up that large Titanite shard in front of Quelac, buffed my weapon with lightning resin, and finished the fight without the buff, because yeah, it's time consuming. Second bell is rang, so that's good. We make our way to Ceaseless to do a little bit of grave robbing, wait for his attack, and then just give him a little bit of a almost said a bad word, but yeah, we just punch him off to prepare for the future, as well as to get a good amount of souls. I forgot to equip the coveted Silver Serpent ring actually, so that is something that you could do. Back to the parish, and it's upgrade time. You're on +8. We will have enough large shards throughout Sense Fortress to upgrade to +10, and yeah, after that we level up a little bit more. Endurance to 32, some more vitality was on the table, but then I was like, I could also go damage and just level strength dex equally, and that's what I ended up doing. Went back for this lizard to check for chunks. He dropped me large Titanite shards though, which, hey, not that bad. One less thing to pick up in Sense, right? And also it enabled me to go to +9 immediately, which I'm not complaining about that. I went back down to Firelink, to Frampt, sell him the Soul of the Butterfly and Quelax. For the Soul of Butterfly you gain loads more souls when you're selling it to Frampt, so that's something to keep in mind. We are on 15 strength and dex each, and I decided it is such a good time to run through the ghost house. And no, you don't. No, you don't. No, stop that. Please make me run through this. Oh, thank you. That was way too close for comfort. And then I suddenly realized, you know what? If you come down here to Ingord and you do not have the Lord Vessel in your possession, yeah, you actually have to kill him to get the key to the seal, which is the only time I'm able to show off why I like the Longsword. The R2 follow-up, upward slash that you get, is really good against NPCs with low poise, because you stagger them with your R2, right? So yeah, a little bit of a tangent, but we will open the seal, and it is time to test if we can survive against the Dark Wraiths down here. Safe to say, we can. All we need to do is parry riposte or give them a little bit of a back rub and just chain those things together until they fall over, and we are hoping to get 2 chunks out of this trip. If we don't, that's okay, we can come back later. I was lucky and actually got 2 chunks out of the trip, and yeah, while you're down here, don't forget to pick up the very large ember. This guy almost gave me a heart attack, but at the end of the day, 2 parries is all that was needed. But yeah, if that guy grabs you there, you have... It has a tendency to throw you off into the water there. And yeah, make sure to grab this chunk there behind the illusory wall. I did grab the cracked red eye orbs, and the last Dark Wraith I killed here dropped me the last chunk that I wanted out of this trip, which is amazing. A little bit more strength dex leveling. I really would like to get the scaling done, or like make use of the scaling of the weapon, and here are some large Titanite shards, as well as on this corpse, so we definitely have enough without the crystal lizard drop. And yeah, since I didn't buy, or I did have to go back to Andre anyways with the very large ember, I did grab the cage key to unlock the shortcut back down, so Sense Fortress was an easy and peasy thing to deal with, right? I went to Andre, gave him the ember, and would you look at that, our Longsword is now ascended to +11. And with the chunks we have, we can even squeeze out one more level, so +12. I think that's good. Before we tackle the Iron Golem though, we take care of this guy up here, because we do not want him to throw bombs at us, and also he has a guaranteed drop of a Titanite chunk, which we want. That is something we need. After that though, we go after the Iron Golem, and yeah, we just go for the easy kill. A couple of R2s to stagger, 200 R2s that is, and he falls off and drops us a good amount of souls, which we boost with the Silver Serpent ring. And we are in Anor Londo right now. We are able to go to +13 on our Longsword, so we are getting there. what's coming now is just more leveling, right? And also we have something on our minds, which is make it through the rafters and stuff. That's okay, we did that. We dealt with this guy, and there we go. Another guaranteed chunk that we can pick up. So we don't need much more. Right, ONS time. Did this go way better than I expected? Absolutely. So no buffs for phase 1, and for phase 2 against Smo, I went ahead and used one of the remaining gold pine resins that I had, and yeah, safe to say, actually very decent damage. Like it's a bit unexpected, to be honest. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love the Longsword for its moveset, because it shares it with the Claymore pretty much, right? But it's so versatile. Yes, the base damage isn't that high, but also it's not that low. So I felt really good after this fight. That gave me a good amount of confidence. I knew base game I would not run into any problems or any like massive brick walls with that damage. Oh boy, was I wrong. But yeah, smoke goes down, and with that we are able to get the Lord Vessel. So now we can warp around willy-nilly, and yeah, good stuff. We invested the souls that we have into, I think I went to 20 before I did something else. Yeah, so I go to 20 strength, 20 dex, 26 vitality. I wanted to get 27 there, but that's alright. I went back to the asylum though, because I had something in that I've planned, right? And this is why we did pick up the rubbish in the very beginning of the game. I don't think I showed that, but in the Underberg we did pick it up. We drop it down, quit out of the game, come back, and Snuggly will bless us with another Titanite chunk. Awesome. Now, I did trade one of the cracked red eye orbs. One of them gives you 2 Perching Stones. Remember, you can only trade once, right? Stray Demon, this guy's a pushover. I did use some charcoal pine resin in the beginning, but like, yeah, such an easy fight. But you get the Titanite slab as a reward, and the peculiar doll from your old cell. So 27 vitality is a point where I feel like I'm very comfy. I will go after strength and dex. And for the last chunk that we need, you can drop down here in the beginning of Sen's Fortress. You do survive this. Be aware that there's a Titanite demon behind you. Climb up the ladder, open the illusory wall, go up another ladder, and would you look at that, this is actually the giant that opens up Sen's Fortress, the gate, the main gate. So yeah, I gave him a bow for being the last chunk that is guaranteed and that I need. So with that, we can go back and upgrade our longsword to plus 15. How amazing is that? So yeah, last thing I wanted to do is to do a little bit of shopping. So I had like 6,000 souls left. I bought a couple of Homer Bones and a couple of charcoal pine resins to set us up. Alright, so let's place the Lord Vessel. Not only can we warp now, but we are also prepared to gather up our Lord Souls that we need to open up this gate to the last kiln, or the kiln of the first flame. So, neato. I died twice. Yeah. Neato is just one of these fights that I don't do that often anymore, so I was really rusty, and those deaths definitely were a skill issue. So yeah, continuing with the trend of leveling strength and dex equally, I will just go on and go on. I did left myself 20,000 souls to buy the Crest of Artorias, had some fire paper in hand, and had to do what I had to do. Sorry Sif, Really, I didn't want to do that, but we need to get the ring. But before we go after the 4 kings, I thought, take out the Hydra, since we are on the bonfire near the ladder, right? And take out the golden golem. And I definitely don't accidentally click R1 here. I meant to summon her, but yeah. To take this to the next level, I also killed the next waifu of the run, so yeah, sadly this is all bosses, right? Right, to prepare for the DLC though, we also need to get the broken pendant, which is done. Awesome, I die to Thief. Now this I think is not a skill issue because you know the deal, this is mandatory, right? I did pick up the archive key here. Little tip, when you go out here and homeward bound back, you don't have to listen to that eerie audio track in the background. So that is something that I do, and I will grab the key to get out of here. Right, Thief, my last gold pine resin, if I remember correctly, was used in this fight. It's... what can you say? It's not that hard of a fight, to be honest, and yeah, went very smoothly. Damage was fine, survivability was fine, never worried throughout that fight. And he also, like the Lord Souls, you get good amount of souls from those boss fights, right? So that is always something to keep in mind. Because we are leveling up. We are continuously leveling up strength and dex. Just to squeeze out that little bit more damage, right? We are getting close, and I wanted as much damage as possible for the 4 kings, because I didn't want this to happen. Take a quick look at that. He is basically dead, but I don't have stamina to swing, so I had to wait for yet another one, and that guy went for a grab attack, which, yeah, I ran out of the buff, but we didn't have to do much more damage, so we're fine. And also, quick note, once the kings are dead, you can just unequip the ring. Demon Fire Sage next, nothing to say about this one. Right, Centipede Demon. I don't remember when I last fought this guy, but it definitely went something like this. Yeah. Definite skill issue there, but hey, you know what, we came back, won the fight, and yeah, wanted to see, does this guy drop decent souls, like in the part where you are right now, in this part of the game. Things should drop a little bit more than normal, right, or than early game at least. And yeah, good amount, right, 48k with the silver ring, and then we just prepare to run through lava, which is what we did. And we level strength and dex equally. I think you get the pattern that I'm going for here, right? Bed of Chaos is up next, and I definitely wasn't scared during this. No, what are you thinking? I'm not scared of Bed of Chaos, I never die here. Because I never do this boss. I got so scared when the fire pillars were showing up in here, and I was like, please don't, please, just let me make, I want to get through this, I want to get to the bonfire, I want to be safe, I want to beat this boss. I actually did it, first try, awesome. It's been such a long time since I fought this boss, and yeah, a fight is a big term for a gimmick boss like this, right? And I absolutely hate that I had to do this, but the nature of the challenge run says all bosses, that includes those. And I wanted to do all bosses. I didn't want to like wrong warp or anything like that for the sake of the challenge. Here I am debating, do I stop at 30-30 with strength and dex and focus on a little bit more vitality now? Because I know I'm going into the DLC, I know how hard those bosses hit, and it might be a good idea, but yeah, just more damage works as well. We return to Guinevere, well, at least the illusion of her, and yeah, I did pick up the fire bombs just for that. Definitely didn't have to warp to Firelink for that. We zigzag our way to Gwyndolin, and in 2 cycles with the charcoal pine resin, he is done, and sadly, this had to happen as well. I usually don't kill these 2, but now when I kill one, I have to kill both. Also, Firekeeper Soul. We have 2 of those, so yeah. Also sell the Soul of Gwyndolin to Framt for more souls as well, right? So we have 2 more Firekeeper Souls, and that gives us Estus +4, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, because I was like, do you know what? I will probably get hit a lot in the DLC, right? And I want to have as much of healing potential as possible. And yeah, here I was like, okay, 1 more point into strength, and let's go. It is Sanctuary Guardian time. Charcoal pine resin, let him roar at me, and just pray for good RNG, which is actually what we got in this attempt. I ran out of the buff, but as you can see, we are doing a good amount of damage to this guy. And yeah, awesome. That sums up the Lord Souls, right? amazing, we are very prepped. All we have to deal with is the DLC and make sure we don't forget anything. And yeah, in preparation for Artorias, I kindled this bonfire to the max, right? And yeah, just having 20 Estus, it's not necessary, 10 is probably enough, but I was like, I'm not taking any chances here before Artorias. Although this is a boss fight that I look forward to, always, and I always fight Artorias, I am not convinced that I have enough damage. Now, I should be comfortable with what we have, right? But yeah, I mean, I did doubt a little bit. So, after saying hello to Chester, we buy a couple of green blossoms from him. This will give us a little bit of a boosted stamina regen, which immediately put to use with a charcoal pine resin against Artorias. I even took a second one of the pine resins into the fight, got an amazing timing here, and I was like, okay, do I have enough damage to push him out of his buff? And the answer is yeah, even without the charcoal pine resin, to be honest. Works as well. In the end though, first try Artorias, which is nice, and I expect things to go south very soon, very quickly. So this was basically the last fight I'm really comfortable with in the DLC. So yeah, I started putting more points into vitality, and then I had an idea. Can you survive with 29 vitality and Fab Ring? Yes, you can. So you can make it to the chest and warp out. I don't have a use for that slab, I just wanted to show it off. After that we do some parkour to grab the next item that we want, and all we have to do is to clear out. Where is that enemy? He must have fallen down. So I was paranoid in this part. This is one of the hardest parts to play through, right? There we go. We have our crest key, which we put to use at this specific door. You know where it is, right? Yeah. Let's watch the master at work. What a shot, huh? Awesome. I really like this part, I don't know why. The fight against Calamite though, I'm not super comfortable with Calamite, to be fair, but it went without too many problems. I had to heal a lot, obviously, but like, yeah, started to getting back into his rhythm, into the patterns, so I wasn't too I wasn't too surprised when I was able to do this first try. Still, it was a little bit of a surprise, and we level vitality even more because I know what's coming up, and for that reason I will actually fully kindle this bonfire as well. We have a brutal run back to a boss, we have 3 buffs remaining. Let's see what happens. Finally, that beast is slain. Whoops, did I misclick Dusk again? Did I misclick? Or what is going on here? Gwyn, the last hurdle, the last step before we complete this challenge, stands no chance, because he can get parried and riposted, and ultimately we beat him. And we beat all the bosses with the starting gear. of the warrior class. While slightly going insane during the mana's part, losing the will to link the flame, I bow for the last time of this run and make my way to the exit. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
My lord, bless thy safe return. Let Calf and Framt serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness. Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returned.